Peace and blessings. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy, Ancient African Wisdom for the Modern Sister. Peace and blessings, my beautiful September intensive, Minding Your Money for Prosperity and Abundance. I want to welcome you all again. I know there are people that are still joining, and so I want to welcome all of those people into the intensive. So today is our Monday inspirational upload. This is going to be a short video. I just want to keep you on track and keep you going. I'm hoping by now that most of you have been able to at least go over the first instructional upload, just detailing what this whole course is going to entail. And also I hope that you were able to go over the course description for the entire course, as well as the Woman's Pledge and the suggested book list as well. But more importantly, and I want to make sure I talk about that today, is I really want you to team up with an accountability partner. I think it's going to be so important. I want to tell you that, even though this is we're going to talk about learning about how to change our minds from a very practical standpoint. I am a very spiritual woman, and most of you are very spiritual as well. That's why you're part of this intensive. And so allow spirit to move you. Don't think too hard or too much about your accountability partner. Allow spirit. If somebody says, I need an accountability partner, and you know that you don't have one, go for it. Understand that the spirit already has your back. That spirit already knows who you need to be with, who you need to partner with, and spirit is going to connect you to the right person. Don't just get the person's information, utilize the information. Make sure that you're communicating with them and them with you. You're going to have such a great time. This is actually my first time ever incorporating the accountability partner idea, and I know that it works from other groups that I've been a part of, and also other people that I talk to. I know that if I didn't have my son, if I didn't have my daughter or my husband, I don't know how. I think I would be on track, but I run things by them all of the time. And even though I have all these great ideas, it's so nice to have them in my life. And also today I wanted to talk about this idea of what we were doing, and we're still doing for the first week. So it lasts until Friday, but I'm going to incorporate it in my life. So I would love to know how you all are doing with the no media, so the media fast, no Facebook, no Twitter, no YouTube, no anything but this group. It's basically solely relying on one group, solely relying on one source. Check out the metaphor. What we're doing on this media fast is we're not going outside of ourselves, right? We're not going outside of ourselves to get information, even if the information is inspirational uploads. Like a sister, I know you said you listened to Esther and Abraham Hicks, or Esther and Jerry Hicks, who channels Abraham, and I know what you mean. For me, it's like all the coaches and all the motivational speakers and inspirational speakers. I listen to it all day. And remember, what am I doing? I'm helping you to rely on one source, and I'm going to get back to that metaphor of relying on one source. But what I really want you to understand is your mind is a gold mine. Your mind is a gold mine. Your mind is a gold mine. Your mind has all the answers. Your mind has all the information. What I want you to realize is that you, just by mere living the many years that you have already lived, you already know what to do, what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to have, what you're supposed to give to the world. You already know that. But because we're listening to so many people and so many different times, what we're doing is not only are we getting confused and maybe maybe we're second guessing ourselves because we get new information which is different than what we had, and then we start thinking maybe I'm doing my whole life wrong, But what you're also doing is you're allowing your mind to be creative. You're allowing your mind to be free enough. You're freeing up space so that something new can be created. But what you're also doing is you're relying, because I do want you to communicate. I know that we do not truly exist in isolation. We do not truly thrive in isolation. And so once we're relying on the one source is this group. For the next 4 weeks, the one source is the people in this group. The one source is your accountability partner. But the one source is the creator. God, Goddess, the universe, the higher power, spirit, guides, angels. The one source is your creator. There's only two creators. There's you, and the co-creation is you and the creator. So you create it, you think it, You develop in your mind, you visualize it, you want it to happen, you see it happening, and the Creator brings it forth. It is like the masculine and the feminine. It's like the opposites. It's like the good and the so-called and the better. I'm gonna say it's all these. It's this duality, but the duality doesn't have to be a negative and a positive. This duality, this two-ness, can be a positive and a positive. It's going back to that we were not born by ourselves. You know, we really don't. People say you die alone. Your angels meet you right at the so-called the gates to take you over to the other side. So we're never alone. So, but the source is within. The source is the one source that we all tap into, whether we call it different names or not. And so using that metaphor for tapping into the source of the group, tapping into the source of your partner, it's really the metaphor of tapping into the source of your true self, that everything is divine. So we're using many ways to bring that forth. We're using many ways to get you to rely on yourself. And yourself is not just one entity. Yourself is yourself, the one that says, I want it, the one that asks for the desire, and the co-creator that makes it happen. It is the masculine and the feminine. It is the divine and the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And so learning how to do that when you're getting off of social media, it really helps. What I'm finding is what's happening for most of us is, isn't it amazing that even though a lot of us were spending our free time on Facebook watching and taking in positive information, you know, positive videos, that even those were keeping us away from doing the true work, that even became busy work. And busy work, for those that don't know, is work you do when you don't know what else to do. It's the work you do when you don't really want to solve the problem, when you don't want to really put yourself out there, when you're afraid to be bigger than life. You know, that's what the busy work is. And even that, what I'm telling you is even all the metaphysical books and all the metaphysical videos and all the metaphysical sayings, you know, and musings, they're still distractions from what you already have inside. So I'm going to, after Friday, when we're supposed to go off the media fast and go into our next week, I just hear this plane going by, so let me let it go by. What I want to do is I want to make this a lifestyle. Why are we on Facebook? We don't need to even take it. People say, well, it's to keep abreast. It's to keep abreast upon, you know, current events. Why do you need to know how many people got killed or died? Why do you need to know the suffering of our people? Even the people will say, well, it's to take in the positive stuff. But you have all the positive stuff within you. And you create more positive stuff when you have more of you to do it. So it's going to be very important that what we're doing in this intensive and every intensive I teach, I'm not teaching you a course to use just for that time that you're trying to develop your own business or trying to or wanting to create more money. I want to change habits in your life. I want to change habits in your life. Do you hear me? I want to have lifetime changes. So why don't we not even get on social media at all unless we are making all the money we want to make? We are creating the businesses we want to create. We are working the job we really want to work. We are having the relationships we really want to have. Because do this fast, what you're seeing is we've been wasting time. Because for me, I would wake up in the morning, and before I did my yoga, meditation, everything, I would actually turn on the phone. And for me, being in my groups and answering those questions, that's my work. That is my work that is bringing me prosperity, abundance, revenue, and even joy. That's the life work that the Creator, that I chose before I got here, and the Creator has bestowed upon me a blessing to be able to do it. But the other stuff, because I'm already on Facebook, I'm on the groups, and I start scrolling down, I notice that sometimes I'm in the bed for an hour. Sometimes I'm in the bed for an hour and a half when I could have already gotten up, started my yoga, started my jogging, working out, and been done earlier. In other words, have more time to either create more videos, create more curriculum, create more courses. I'm loving the more time. Even just more time to spend with my husband. More time for us to watch movies at night, more time for us to make love, you know, more time for us to be intimate with each other, more time for my child, more time for us to go out, more time for us to get our nails and toes done, more time for us to commune. You are a whole woman and you have a whole life, and your success is not just the money. Your success is so many things that you want to feel happy and to feel successful, and it's not just money. But what all of those things that you want, one thing that is in common in order for you to get that is time. You need more time. You don't need more time. You actually have the time. You just haven't used the time. Again, you don't need more time. You actually have the time. You just haven't used the time. You haven't used the time properly. And it makes us, like people are saying in the group, time is of the essence, you know. Time is a terrible, they say the mind is a terrible thing to waste. And we're talking about the mind, but time is a terrible thing to waste. We all have a certain amount of time allotted to us, if that's what you believe, and I do. So we must use it wisely. So I want you to now take the time to do other things, whether that time is bathing, whether that time is taking long baths, whether that time is sitting in the sun, that time is writing your journal. This is not just a test. This is only a test, you know. This is not just a test. This is creating a lifestyle that's going to keep you having what you want. One thing about minding your money for prosperity and abundance, about having money, is to create a lifestyle so that you're not always working for money, so that you're not always hustling for money. Okay, so remember that this is very important. Now, for those that might say, well, I'm not on social media a lot, and at this point I really want to get, or I don't spend a lot of time on social media. I'm just always working and I still don't have time to mind my money. So you're doing busy work. What are you doing in your day that is still a distraction? Is it shopping? Is it having conversations with people that ain't going anywhere? Is it avoiding your true feelings and emotions? Is it not being able to sit still so you create things? That's social media to me too. That's distractions. So you want to take out every single thing in your life that is not going towards your business. If it has nothing to do with you creating more money, whether you create a business, or for some, like I know there's a couple of sisters that already have businesses, but your money is funny. Sometimes it's just sitting down and thinking about all the times you wasted, all the time you wasted. Maybe the time could be used for thinking about the time you wasted and what you were doing wasting it. Maybe the time could be used for you figuring out why you've been running away from clearing up your debts. First, we got to clear that mind. That's why we're not doing a whole bunch of exercises. The only exercise we're doing is the clearing of the mind. So in this Monday Inspirational Upload, I want to continually encourage you to go deeper and go further and look for the other distractions in your life. For me personally, oh my goodness, I still, you know, get on that Facebook to talk to you all in a group, and then I see scrolling, I go, no scrolling, no scrolling, no scrolling. That's my mantra. Even though it seems a negative, it's not affirming, it is. For me, it keeps me, it instantly, my brain clicks off and stops scrolling, and I go to sleep, or I spend time with my daughter or my husband, or I go do something for my business. It works all the time. We're going to discover this beautiful mind of ours in a way that we have not done in a very long time. And I'm so grateful. I mean, I'm calmer, I'm more happier, and more joyful. We don't realize all the energy that the internet has, that other people have. We don't, you know, some people, like I said, they distract themselves with hanging out with the wrong people, conversations, going on dates they don't want, going to movies they don't like, watching things that don't uplift them. Or reading too much that uplifts them, but never do anything for ourselves, because sometimes those other things that other people are doing could be quite intimidating. It makes us feel like we're not doing enough. You are enough. You deserve so much more. But when you're watching other people's lives live, or other people live out loud, and you're living vicariously through them, what does that really mean? You're not living. That's their life. And so you need to realize that your enough is different than her enough, or her enough, or his enough, or their enough. Your enough is going to make you money and prosperity and abundance. It's going to make you feel great and happy and joyful. What I want you to do is know thyself, because most of us don't know ourselves because we don't create enough time to do that. Sometimes now in bed, I just wake up in the morning and lay there for a minute and give thanks for my life, give thanks for my physical fitness, give thanks for all the great things that I'm doing. And it's such a blessing. It's such a blessing. So anyway, Miriam, I just wanted to come in to remind you to keep going. Remember, this is our Monday Inspirational Upload. To just come in and say, this is why we're doing what we're doing. How many minutes, baby, is already? And I want us to continue. 14. Yeah, and I want us to continue. No, stay right there, honey. I want us to continue to do exactly what we've been doing and don't stop. Because I'm telling y'all, I already see in my own self, in my own life, the changes, and you're gonna see it too. So remember, our next inspirational Monday instructional upload rather is going to be this Friday. That's when we're going in, longer video. We're gonna go into the next lesson. But I just wanted to come in and say, if you can, two things, not if you can, I want everybody to have an accountability partner. And also, I want you to continue the media fast, and don't think of it as something you're doing for a short time. Think of it as something you're doing for a lifetime. Remember, we are going to use the media. It's going to be strategic. We have a life. This is what I was thinking too the other day. We have a life. We have to start communicating with people. That's why I really want this media, this accountability partners. We have to stop relying on Facebook or social media to be our friends, to be our outlets, to be our communication tool. We have so many ways that we communicate on a human level, and that's what I want to get us back to. Thank you so much for viewing this Monday Inspirational Upload. Happy Labor Day for many of you that already have the holiday off. Enjoy it. I love you all with all my heart. I'll see you in the next Friday Instructional Upload, and also I'll see you in the group. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy, Ancient African Wisdom for the Modern Sister. Peace and blessings.